Have you ever wanted to see huge numbers whenever you cast your ultimate ability? Are you tired of seeing axe users pop huge numbers? Of strikers telling you they're the best weapons? Well, look no further. You have come to the right place. I'm Pran HD, and this is a Chainblade damage survival build. Alright, so for this build, we are going to want to use Scorching Agonies, which is the Chainblade you obtain for defeating Togadoro around 20 times or 100. My math is bad. The reason we are using these Chainblades is because you can put in any cells you want, which allows for much more flexible gameplay. Just as well as we are going to bond it with Inferno Fangs, which is the Chainblade you obtain from Hellion. What's cool about this is as you deal damage, the 11th hit in a row is going to deal 225 damage, which literally sets the monster on fire. Okay, it's fucking cool. It's literally cool. You get to watch the world burn. Okay, and then we are going to use Momentum Blades, which is much more accessible compared to a slightly better option, Serrated Blades. Now, Serrated Blades is only available at level 16 of Chainblade Mastery. So unless you're already there, you're most likely going to want to use Momentum Blades, which is an easy accessible option that you can buy from Lady Luck's shop. And then we are going to use the default special, which is called Reaper's Dance. We have two different builds right here, and they are not different in just the color, but over here we're using Skullforge, and in this one we're not. Now, build A has a much higher damage potential. However, for longer fights, such as escalations, you have to manage your stamina. The second build is going to allow you to almost always have infinite stamina, thus allowing you to dodge and survive much longer if you are not a god at this game. Now, let's talk about the cells that we have here. First, we're using Iceborne, which is critical. I recommend Iceborne to everyone, honestly, at least until they decide to change or nerf it. I mean, Cell 2.0 is coming after all. It gives you the ability to regenerate health as well as 30% damage reduction, which, if you do the math, translates to 65% effective health. Then we have plus 6 Cunning. Plus 6 Cunning gives you 30% increased crit damage, which helps you in popping those big, juicy numbers. You have plus 3 Discipline over here for some extra crit, as well as the ability to stay underneath 50% health. Alright, and this works in coherence with Iceborne as well as Rage. Rage allows you to get plus 25% flat damage on every hit you deal. Now, over here we have Rage Hunter. They most often than not enter Enrage mode very easily, and Rage Hunter is here to help with that. You're going to be able to deal plus 40% damage versus Enraged Behemoth. Next up, we have plus 3 Berserker, which will allow you to get plus 20% damage increase after you hit the monster 10 times, and is fairly easy to maintain despite holding for only 3 seconds. Even if you do lose it, you can always get it back very easily. Plus 3 Overpower, which comes from Hellion's Bond in our weapon. This leads to even more damage once we stagger the behemoth. So remember, if the behemoth is enraged and you manage to stagger him, that's going to lead to even much higher damage. For our lantern, we are using Drask's Eye, which gives you an increased 30% damage every time you tap. We also equipped plus 3 Zeal, which is a relatively new cell, which allows you to get, I believe, 35%, yeah, 35% lantern tap ability effectiveness. So once you do the math, your Draskai goes from an increased 30% damage for 6 seconds to an increased 40.5% damage. In the second build, which I personally love using, we sacrifice +6 Rage Hunter for +6 in Discipline, and the Skullforge Exotic Helmet, which gives you a stamina shield every time you deal damage. It allows you to do some sick combos as well as spamming your heavy attack if the behemoth is out of reach, or dodge many more times without losing or running out of stamina. The uptime in being able to play safer and flexibility of attacks makes for a much smoother gameplay with Chainblades.
Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run